In a quiet Nigerian village, a young girl named Naomi, just 15 and in SS1, lived under a roof where joy rarely visited. Her father was praised by villagers as a responsible man, well-dressed, children in good schools, a wife who looked after him with devotion. But behind closed doors, the truth was bitter. Naomi's father contributed nothing. He ate, drank, and spent his wife's money on other women. He prided himself on being honorable because he never brought those women home, saying he respected his wife enough to keep his affairs outside. Yet his honor was nothing but shame. Her mother, Mama Rachel, bore it all, working, feeding, dressing the children, and even forcing a smile when her heart was broken. She forgave him countless times, hoping he would change. Instead, he grew worse, proud in his destruction. Naomi watched. She was only a girl, but her heart grew heavy seeing her mother crushed under burdens that were never hers to bear. Sparkles, a child who sees her mother cry learns to carry the weight of silence. Every night, Naomi would sit outside, staring at the stars, wondering why her siblings still adored their father. To them, he was a great man, the head of the house. To Naomi, he was the shadow behind her mother's pain. One evening, Naomi whispered to her younger sisters, softly, "Don't you see Mama suffers?" Sister responded naively, "But Papa is the head of the house. Mama says we must obey him." Naomi's heart broke. Society had already shaped their minds, teaching them to normalize cruelty. She thought, if this is what marriage means, then women are born slaves. Sparkles, the worst pain is not what you endure, but what others call normal. At school, Naomi leaned on her friends, Maddie and Peace, but their lives offered no comfort. Maddie had endured 3 abortions, forced by poverty to trade her body for survival. Peace was pregnant for a wealthy chief and planned to drop out of school. Maddie said, tiredly, "Naomi, life is unfair. We do what we must to eat." Peace, shrugging, "Education cannot feed me now. A chief can." Naomi listened, disturbed. She cared for her friends, but she could see they were sinking deeper into a life she did not want. That night she wrote in her journal, "If I do not choose myself, life will choose for me. And life is cruel." Sparkles, he who follows broken footsteps will end at the same pit. Naomi cut off distractions. She drew a daily routine, study, help her mother on the farm, and practice hairdressing, a skill she loved. She was consistent, disciplined, unyielding. Her results came out with merit. Her hairdressing blossomed. Soon, she was earning enough to support herself without depending on her weary mother. By the time she entered university, Naomi no longer begged for help. She worked her hands to the bone, and her hands rewarded her. From one small salon, she built 3 thriving branches. Sparkles, discipline is the bridge between the child of sorrow and the woman of strength. Yet, joy was never complete. One day, Naomi learned her father had forced their last-born sister into marriage at just 20 years old, to a wealthy man, against her will. Another sister had given birth outside wedlock, only for the man to reject her and the baby. Naomi felt fury. Naomi, weeping, Papa had virtuous daughters, and he threw them into fire. He had a wife of gold, and he treated her like dust. Her heart hardened, but she turned her pain into resolve. She would not allow her mother or sisters to be consumed by her father's selfishness any longer. Sparkles, when the tree refuses to shade its fruit, the fruit must learn to grow roots of its own. Naomi called her mother and sisters to Lagos. She rented them a furnished apartment near one of her salons, determined to give them a life of peace. The day they arrived, joy burst like sunlight. Naomi hugged her mother tightly, whispering, "Naomi, Mama, this is your rest. No more tears." But that very afternoon, a woman stormed into Naomi's salon with thugs, beating another young lady. Naomi rushed to intervene and was shocked to see it was Ada, her former schoolmate. Naomi commanding, "Stop this madness. Security, remove them now." When the attackers left, Ada wept in Naomi's arms, grateful to be saved. She was astonished to see how far Naomi had come in life. Naomi smiled and thought, this could have been me, if I had not chosen my path. Sparkles, when you rise, you not only save yourself, you become the lifeline of others. One night, Mama Rachel held her phone with worry. Mama Rachel,
I
softly,
cannot
Naomi,
believe
your
this is
father has been
happening.
calling. His voice
What
is
am I
weak.
going to do
He is
now?
alone. Naomi clenched her jaw, but finally called him. Father, sobbing, Naomi, forgive me. The women are gone. I am hungry. I am sick. You are my only hope. Naomi's voice shook but remained steady. Naomi said, I will not let you starve, Papa. I will place you on allowance. But the farm is Mama's now. You will not waste it on strangers. Then her voice hardened. Where is my sister? The last-born you forced into marriage. Her father broke down. She lives in sorrow. I sold her happiness with my pride. Naomi, bring her back. The father said. Naomi's eyes burned with tears, but her spirit stood tall. I will. Because mercy is stronger than hate. Naomi said. Sparkles, forgiveness is not forgetting. It is refusing to let bitterness own you. Naomi returned to the village like a queen. Villagers stared in awe, whispering of the girl whose father once made her life bitter, but who now carried herself with grace. She confronted the wealthy man, demanding her sister's freedom. At first, resistance, but Naomi's words, firm and unshakable, turned the tide. The villagers murmured in her favor, and at last, the man released the girl. Her sister clung to her, sobbing, Sister. Thank you, Naomi. You gave me back my life. Back in Lagos, the family rejoiced. Mama Rachel tears of relief. Naomi smiled, holding her mother's hands. Mama, endurance is good, but you taught me more. Never confuse endurance with slavery. From now, you will live free. Their father remained in the village, broken and lonely. Naomi still sent him food and money, not out of love for his past, but as a reflection of her own strength. Sparkles, a house built on lies will fall, but a home built on love and courage will stand for generations.